guys, it's Stephanie and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new. Today I'm going to be doing a what's on my iPad video and kind of a how I use my iPad for school. If you don't know anything about me, I'm a current accelerated nursing student, so I do use my iPad for school related things, but also just for fun, not school related things. So I'll be showing you everything that I have on my iPad. I have the iPad Air 3rd generation, so the newest iPad Air, and the Apple Pencil 1st generation that's compatible with my iPad Air. I highly recommend that if you're not going to use it as a full computer, to get either the newest version of the iPad or the newest version of the iPad Air, because both are compatible with the Apple Pencil. So if you're trying to get an iPad to use the Apple Pencil, you certainly do not need to spend thousands of dollars on an iPad Pro. And of course, at Apple, you can get a student discount if you are a student like me. So yeah, let's just jump into the video. Okay, so before I start the screen recording part of this, I just wanted to show you the case that I have on my iPad in case you guys are curious. This is one of those smart cases that wakes your iPad up automatically when you open it, and then it folds to make your iPad stand up. So it's a stand for your iPad as well, and it has a little holder for your Apple Pencil. I have a case, or like a skin, for my Apple Pencil that I really like as well. It just doesn't fit in the case with it. So I will link down below both the iPad case and the skin that I have for the Apple Pencil that I really like, because I use that when I don't keep the pencil in the little slot. So yeah, let's just jump into the screen recording now of everything I have on my iPad. Okay, so here on my home screen, I just have mostly all of the basic apps that come with the iPad. The only thing that's different is in the top left corner, I have my Google Calendar instead of Apple Calendar. I prefer Google Calendar just because it syncs with my email and my YouTube account better than the regular Apple Calendar, because I have a Gmail email. So I'll just open up my Google Calendar because this is super, super important for me for school. Google Calendar is super crucial for me in helping plan for school. I've done plenty of videos on how I plan for school, so I will link those down below, as well as my whole nursing school playlist for you guys. But I keep the Google Calendar on my homepage to have it in easy access. And then down at the bottom are my 4 core apps. So the 4 apps that I would say I use the most on my iPad. So the first one here is Adobe Reader, basically how I read all of the PDFs on my iPad and can highlight them and everything. So for example, this one right here is when we did the ECG module online. I just have it in here, and all of my textbooks and everything that I have, I can drop into here and read them from here. Then I have Canvas, which I'm not going to open because it'll have my school's logo all over it, but Canvas is where I get all of my school information, my homework, how to submit assignments, etc. Then I have GoodNotes, which is how I take notes for school with my iPad. So for example, I keep a folder for each semester, and then I have a folder for each class, and then in the folders I have different notebooks where I just use the different color pens and I take notes in here, or even I can take notes directly on a PowerPoint. So for example, here I've highlighted a bunch of stuff on this PowerPoint slide. I can highlight, take notes directly on the PowerPoint, and then have it all in one place for myself when I'm studying. So GoodNotes is a key app for me in using my iPad for school. I think it gives me the opportunity to handwrite my notes without needing a pen and paper. I can put it right on here. I can highlight directly on here. I can change the color of my pen very, very easily, so I don't have to use 1.5 million pens while I'm taking notes. And it puts it directly onto the slide that I'm looking at, so I can associate it back with a specific slide. I'm not worrying about handwriting everything down that's written on the slide because I have them right in front of me. So this is a really important app for me, like I said, in taking notes for nursing school. And you can even drop in pictures into your slides, into your notes. So if you take a screenshot of something, you can drop it right into your notes, and it makes it super easy. I know Notability is another app that a lot of people use, but this is just the one that I downloaded first, and I've had a lot of success with it. So GoodNotes is my personal preference. And then I have my school's email as my last app down on the bottom here. Moving into kind of the other apps that I have here, I have a folder for education. So I have Quizlet, Google Slides, Microsoft Word, the Kindle app, since some of the books sometimes come on Kindle or just for me to read for pleasure, Google Docs, PowerPoint, OneDrive, which is offered through my school for my email. So it's basically like the cloud for all of my documents, Dropbox, and then this Libby app, which is the library app that you can download ebooks through for the library card. So I like to read on my iPad because it's a bigger screen and it kind of feels like I'm holding a physical book. I also just have the podcasts and the Spotify app in here so I can listen to music straight from my iPad when I do work, or listen to a podcast if I don't want to put it on my speaker or on my phone. My entertainment section, because I like to watch TV shows and different kinds of things on here. I just have literally every streaming subscription possible, basically, as well as YouTube. So yeah, these are all the things I have subscriptions for, and I use it to watch whatever. And then I do have a bunch of games here on my iPad. My iPad is not strictly used for school. I use it to play games. So Cooking Dash is my favorite game probably ever. I'm like very invested in this game. I just have the Microsoft Solitaire app, Monopoly, Clue, Battleship, Life, and then I have this karaoke app. I don't use it very often. I'm not a good singer, but it's just kind of fun sometimes to do karaoke. So I have that. These are apps that I use, outside of school time and at night. They're not something that I'm using all the time on here, especially during the semester, but I don't like to keep too many games on my phone because then I'll play them literally all the time. So I keep them on my iPad instead. Then I have the Target app, Pinterest, and Food Network Kitchen for recipes, just kind of random apps that sometimes it's easier to view them on the bigger screen of my iPad compared to the smaller screen of my phone if I'm not near my laptop. So yeah, just random things in there. Then I have these drawing apps over here. So I have Procreate, which is where I do a lot of digital drawings. I'll show you what I'm working on really quickly. So I'm working on this picture for an influencer on Instagram. And then I'm also working on this Harry Styles picture for Hope. Let me know down below if you guys want to see a video all about how I do these digital illustrations on Procreate. It's not a big secret that a lot of it involves tracing. I'm sure if you've seen any videos on it, you would know that, but let me know if you guys want to see a video where I talk about it, as someone who's not very artistic necessarily, but that's what I work on there. I use Procreate all the time for my Etsy shop. And then I just have these two coloring book apps because I do really like to color a lot and it's very relaxing for me. And if I don't want to pull out my physical hard copy coloring book and colored pencils, I can just do it on here. And then last but not least, I have this folder with my YouTube Studio app, so how I can easily track analytics and respond to comments on videos, Slack, which I use as part of a group that I'm in, the Instagram app, since sometimes it's easier to respond to DMs and comments on my iPad, and then Patreon for a group that I'm a part of as well. So that was a nice and quick overview of everything that I have on my iPad, and specifically the apps that I really like to use for school. I'll review them really quickly again. Google Calendar, Adobe Reader, Canvas or Blackboard or whatever app your school uses, GoodNotes, and then whatever your school email is from, I suggest downloading that specific app to your iPad or to your phone as well, so you can keep your school email all together. Let me know if there's any other kinds of videos you guys want to see on my iPad, or what specific nursing school videos you guys want to see, because I'm happy to do those. And I will see you in my next one. Bye.